Hi, today we're going to take you through our housing application process. And so in that, we're going to take a look at the information on how to submit your request for housing to live on campus, submit your request for housing to either live off campus, and to go over how to add a roommate during our process. And so to get started, you'll want to make sure that you visit hsutx-residence.simplicity.com. And this is what we call Res Life Central. And so once to the login page, you'll want to make sure that your user type is resident, and your username will be the first part of your HSU email address. Your password will be the same password that you use that was sent to you for HSU Central. So let's log in and take a look. Once here, you'll see a lot of information. Roommates will be at the top of the page. Application will show you the process of where you're at once you start an application, and you can go back and view past applications once you're currently in our system. Up here at the top right, you'll have your name and then your specific roommate code. This will be so that you'll be able to send specific requests and give your individual roommate code to desired roommates. And then down here are the applications themselves. So at first, we'll take a look at those who are requesting to live off campus. This could include any student who is married, has a dependent, or is within the 30 miles from campus. If you fall outside any of those, you can still submit this application. We get a lot of transfer students who have lived elsewhere, students who are non-traditional. You can fill this out, and we'll work on the process of getting that approved. But you can go in here and click Get Started. And once in here, a lot of this information has already been provided. If you'll just enter your cell phone number and maybe a home address, then you can scroll down. A lot of this information will be automated later, so you can just skip right past that. And then come down here in the document. This is where we ask for you to submit verification of your dependent, of your marriage, or information regarding where you live within the 30-mile window. Or any other document that you think would be pertinent to getting approved for an exception off campus. Then you'll go down here, click Agree, hit Save as Draft, and then after it's saved, it will allow you to submit that. So that's the process for submitting the exception application. It usually takes us 24 to 48 hours to approve the exception application, and once that's done, we'll monitor the charges on the account to get them removed if you are approved to live off campus. The next area that we want you to take a look at is for those students who have decided to live on campus, and that's the 21 Fall New Student Res Hall application. You go in here and click Started. Just like the exception application, there's an automated service. We ask you to fill out your cell phone number and your home address. Again, if you want to fill this out, you can, but if not, you can skip right past that and it'll get automated later. No documents are really needed for this particular application, but it's built into it, so you can skip right past that as well. Now, we do ask that you select a building preference. All incoming men can live in either Ferguson or Barron's. The description of those buildings are on our student life page on the HSU website, so you can go and take a look at those. All incoming freshman women for the first time this year can either live in Anderson Hall or Lang Hall. And so be sure to take a look at that on the page as well. Other special request is a section that we've provided for students in order to allow them to request athletes that may not know that they would prefer to live with, or if they're in a different, or if they're in similar educational programs, they can go here as well. And we'll do our best to match roommates that way. But our primary matching comes from this matching profile. So we ask these questions so that your particular habits of study, sleep, busyness, cleanliness can match up with your roommate, and in order to just help with the overall cohesiveness of your living experience for the next year. So please make sure you pay attention to this and fill this out as accurately as possible. And then come down here and read your terms and conditions, click I agree, hit Save as Draft, and then it'll provide a submission button for you to submit. And then again, once we get that, it may take up to a week for us to approve your housing application. But once your housing application is approved, we'll send you a verification email, and then it's a waiting game for your placement. Now, if you are wanting to request a person specifically, the two things that you'll need is really your and your desired roommate's roommate code. And to do that is fairly simple. You go to the roommates tab at the top of the page. You'll select the term in which you're going to live in, click find someone you know, and you'll enter that roommate code here on this page. Now that's the person you're requesting roommate code, not your roommate code, and send the invite. That person will need to then log in and accept the invite once that is made. Once that is verified, it usually takes us a few months before placements are made. Now that's usually just based off of when you enroll for classes. So once students are enrolled for classes, then you can expect your housing placement to be made. We do this in order to make sure you're not moving around to different locations based off of what comes availability and the students that the students enroll, that we match you with the roommate that would best fit your circumstance. So whether you're living on or off campus, the next step once your housing application is submitted is to fill out the application for verification of your meningitis, and we'll take a look at that in our next video.